Hello, welcome at part 1. In this part we are going to construct the body. On screen you can see all the dimensions that are needed to construct the body. All dimensions are in the metric system. Let's start. We create a new part. Since the body is standing straight up and has a revolve to create, we are choosing the front plane to sketch on. First we start with a vertical and a horizontal construction line. The vertical will be used for the revolve and the horizontal will be used for mirroring the lower part of the body. Dimension 37 from the bottom. The other line dimension is not important. So let's start by creating the lower shape. That's the outside. The inside. Make sure the lines that are not connected are free from unwanted relations. Otherwise it will be difficult or even impossible to use smart dimensions for it. So the next we're going to do is create a center point arc. Start somewhere on this construction line up to the construction line. That's one. The second one goes through the middle point, the first end point, and up to the middle line. So now we can start dimensioning this part. First we will do this angle, it's 45 degrees. The size, the height is 2. The height of this line is 3 millimeters. The bottom 4. From this point to the middle line is 26. From this middle line to this line is 25. Here we choose for center because this is a diameter. It's used in the revolve. Same is for this one, which is 40. Put the diameter sign in front of it. This arc is 55. And this one is 48.5. Okay. So what's next? Next thing we have to do is create these cutouts. They are dimensioned here. So let's use that. Let's see. We start with an arc. Center point. The same as the other twos. We make this line a construction line. It's a dimension of 51. Okay. Make some line. Choose the outside arc. The center line arc. Move it up the center line arc and back to the outside. From this arc we also have a line going to there. We will not create this vertical line. We will do this after the mirroring because we want to make sure it is one line. So put in some dimensions. 2 millimeters from the bottom. It was 15. This point 17.5 and that point was 24, but we cannot make this because this line should remove relationship. Let's see, 24. Okay, so we have dimensioned that part. Let's start mirroring. Choose mirror. That line, that line, that line, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. And we mirror about that line over here. So one more line to add. Connect these two. Okay. Dimensioned it. It's 2. And that's 7. Okay, we have fully defined the part so far. We continue at the top. Vertical line. Then an angle. Make sure it does not snap to any other lines, otherwise we can have an unwanted relationship. Vertically, then horizontally, vertically again, and horizontally up to the inner arc. That's about it. The final dimensions. 8 millimeters. That's 3 millimeters. Total height of this part is 20. Then we have the total height. That's 85. And the inside opening is 12. It's diameter sign in front of it. And then we have the outside 20. The diameter symbol. Okay. So now we have to trim excess lines over here and over here. Okay, now we have fully defined the sketch. And now I can revolve around the center line and create the 3D object. So this is the first part that we need. So let's see what's next. Next we have a cutout 2 by 10, and it sweeps along the outside of the body. Then we can make a copy using circular pattern 45 degrees and then pattern at 180 degrees. So let's start with that one. For this we have to create a new plane. Going to that circle. Okay. And sketch on that plane. We convert those two circles. Within the center line. Then we have a line from this circle to the inner one. Make sure you don't select any of the yellow lines. We're going to mirror this line across this center line. Oh. This line across center line. Enter. Put the dimensions in. From that point to that point was 2 millimeters. And from the outside it was 10 millimeters. Trim the excess material away. And now we have the shape that we're going to use for the sweep. And exit the sketch. Now we create the sweep line. In this case we can use the front plane. So we have to sweep around the outside. That was the radius of 55, but we have to find the center. We can do that by selecting an edge. And there we have the center. And from the center we put a center line horizontally. This line we're going to fix. And then we can remove that line. So then we have a center line. And from that point horizontally, that's the base, the end of the sweep, and the beginning of the sweep starts over here. Okay, let's put in an arc. Center point, that line. To that line. Did not accept that line. Okay. We know the dimension is 5. Check it out. Looks great. All right. Exit the sketch. Select Swap Cut. It's already selected the path. Now we only have to select what we want to cut out. That's that. Okay, that's one. Now we choose circular pattern. As direction we use a circle, 45 degrees. Yeah. To the front, that's the direction we want. Okay. Use that circular pattern. Do a circular pattern on it. 180 degrees. Okay. So now we have created the first vertical cuts. Let's move on to the next. So let's see, we have an angle 67.5 degrees from the existing one and an offset of 3 millimeters. This part has right angle. Okay, let's start with this one. We will use the same plane as we did with the other cut sweep. So select the plane, start sketching on it. We create a center line. 1, 2, and we know the angle between those lines, 67.5. Okay. We will convert this outer circle and the inner circle. When we need this. Okay. Choose a line from the circle. Don't choose any of the suggestions. Put it there, and then somewhere on the edge again. Okay, so let's look at the relationships. This line, I can select the two lines by holding down the shift key. We know that these two lines are parallel. Okay. Then we check this line and this line, and we know that they are perpendicular. Okay. Distance was 3 millimeters. Now we trim the parts we no longer need. Delete that one. And this one we can make that a construction line. Okay. Now we will mirror the part front center line. Okay. Now we have two pieces we want to cut out. Let's hide that plane. So now we have to make a sweep through the center. That means we have to create another plane. Choose that line, and we want it vertically. Choose the bottom. Okay. Sketch on that plane. We do the same as we did before. We're going to find an edge, convert it to get the middle point, center line through this, and we're going to fix it. Okay, then we have a center line right over here, and we have a center line right over there. Now we can create the arc. Center point of the arc. Start in that line and over there. 55. Okay, that's the sketch. Select our cut. Already selected the path. We only need to select the object. It's over there. Okay. It's not going to rebuild. What happened? Okay. I have to go back to that sketch, because I forgot to remove that line, which confused SolidWorks. Select swap cut. That one and that one. And how it works. Okay. Hide that plane. So we do some circular pattern. I did not choose it beforehand, so I can choose it. You can open the tree right here, and then you can choose it like that. The direction, it's still on 182, that's correct. And now we have the basic shape of the body. Only one thing left. Let's see. Create a thread on the circle over there, the inner circle. 2 millimeter pitch, the dimensions. Okay, Let's do that. So what is, we select the top, but I want an offset. Because normally a threading machine will also work from an offset and not straight on the body. So we choose, doesn't matter, 2 millimeters as an offset of the plane. That's it. Sketch on the plane. Convert that one. That's it. Go to features, helix, spiral. So what do we want? We know the pitch. It was 2 millimeters. We don't want revolutions, we want height. So height and pitch. So the height was 2 millimeters above the object, plus the height of the object itself we have to cut out was 20. Let's safely go 2 millimeters below that. So we have 24. You have to reverse the direction. The starting angle, we choose 0 degrees. Okay. That's it. So because we started at 0 degrees, the start of the helix is at the right plane. So we choose the right plane, sketch. And here we create the shape of the thread. Choose line, up, down like this. Choose center line. We're going to mirror this and dimension it. 1.2, 1.8. Okay. So now we have to put this shape on the helix. We select the center point and we select the helix by holding the control key. Now we have the option and we choose pierce. So now it starts exactly at the start of the helix. Okay, return, and now we can choose sweep cut. Already selected the profile, we only need to select the helix. Okay, sweep cut it, hide the helix, hide the plane. Let's see in the cross section. Okay, we just finished this part. On the drawing, we could see that the material was cast iron. So that's what last thing we have to do. Look for metal, select iron, and then we go to cast iron. Click it, hold it, and drag it to the part. So now the part is in cast iron. All right, that's part 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Please give me your comments or like and subscribe. Thank you very much.